I want to thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution. We talk about everything crypto almost daily, jumping right into the market. Today in crypto, Bitcoin 1 hour chart. Today, you had CPI come out this morning. Bitcoin took off, moved to the upside. So you saw a 9% move to the upside, and then it gave it all back. A lot of times when this CPI data comes out, you see sporadic Bitcoin price moves. This was to the upside. People in crypto were buying just based on that idea. Stock market saw some upside. Banks recovered. There's obviously a lot of concern about banks faltering. And so, again, Bitcoin had some upside and gave it all back. Now, we're going to look at some higher time frames because we really want to talk about what needs to happen. See this previous high in Bitcoin 1 hour chart? You got this high. This is a lower low. That's not a good sign. Now, I mean, you put in a higher high on the 1 hour chart, but the higher time frame always wins. So we want to go out, zoom out to the higher time frames. Again, this thing needs 25,200 is the number I want to see Bitcoin hold, break, and hold above. Tons of selling pressure up here. Selling, 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 selling. So this will look like long wicks on the higher time frames. This is the Bitcoin 4 hour chart. We said that Bitcoin bulls need a higher high. And you did. You got a higher high. And retesting this $25,200 level happened, and it broke it for a period of time. And then it gave it all back. And even lost this level of support right here. So not amazing on the 4 hour time frame. Let's work higher. This is the daily chart. Higher time frame always wins. Now, you've got your low, your high. This is a lower low. This is caution, caution, caution. The price action we've seen, like 35% gains out of Bitcoin over the past 3 days, is insane. We haven't seen anything like this in years, like at least 4 years, 2019 possibly. I left a question mark here because it takes time to complete a pivot. But if this gets rejected and starts coming down, it doesn't technically have a higher high here, but you could still work higher, right? So the pivot isn't complete until it changes direction. Right. And so, again, a lot of things change when this green line is broken. Bitcoin, higher prices based on this idea. If not, you're looking for, at least some cooling off, some time to cool off for Bitcoin. I mean, you just put in crazy price action to the upside. A little cooling off period would be expected. This is the Bitcoin weekly chart. This is, again, higher time frame always wins. You want to see a break and hold of this level, which was previous resistance, this level, previous resistance. See how you have these 3 red candles, and then you have a green candle that engulfs one green candle. So you have 3 weeks of downside, and then one weekly green candle right now so far has engulfed 3 weeks. So it moved higher, made up the entire downside price action was made up by this one weekly candle. So that's a bullish engulfing candle. Now, week is not closed. It's not even close to the weekend, Sunday night, right? So we'll have to keep an eye on the weekly chart. But again, you want 25,200, but remember this 200 simple moving average. This is normally called the bottoms of the bear markets, right? Let's go back real quick. Again, panic situation sell-off from March 2020. Again, yellow, 200 simple, bottom. You've got the bear market after the run up to close to 20,000, 19,700, 2017, bear market bottom, stayed above the 200. Now, here you are. You're below the 200 simple right now, Bitcoin price action. The Bitcoin bulls, when they break and hold the 200 simple, a lot of buyers are going to come into the market, right? Because this is a sign that people want to see, a break and hold of the 200 simple, right? Bots are programmed to buy on this idea. Things change, okay? So if it just continually comes up here and bearishly retests it, again, you're going to have, there's some sellers. There's a bunch of sellers right here at the 200, right? They're stacked right there, stacked deep. A lot of people taking profits at those levels. So after enough, if you run up and you hit it quite a few times, after a while, you're going to run out of sellers. And the buyers, the bulls break free. Okay, so that hasn't happened yet, but we're waiting for that to happen on the weekly chart. I've got some amazing shout outs to give in my trading group. This person hit me up. Thanks, Chris. He nailed 124% out of Filecoin, $1,700 in 3 hours because of you guys. Phenomenal group. $1,100 out of Algo, $200 out of Near. He made $3,100 today. This person, 3 days in your Telegram group, I increased my portfolio 30%. Thank you for the job you're doing. I couldn't imagine anything else. This person, Blur, 142% gains on this long. Bitcoin long, 274% on this long. This person, I'm not the type of guy to show off. You should be. You 7x'd your portfolio because of the Kucoin setups. Great opportunity for sure. It's the biggest opportunity in the history of man to learn what I'm teaching. I'll help you find the best setups. I'll teach you how to trade this market. I'll give you the tools to change your life forever. You're tired of working for the man? I can help you. Right now, for 1 week, we're lowering the prices, rock bottom fees to join the group, $200 off, lowest price ever, plus 60% off. Go over to my website, cryptorev.net. Join. Listen, if you have any questions, email me, cryptobitcoinchris@gmail.com. Again, banger after banger after banger, right? These numbers are ridiculous. I've got the strongest team out there, period. This is an idea. This is LQTY, USDT. This was posted in the group the other day as a setup. Buy the breakout of this level. So you just buy when the price action breaks above this level. LQTY ran up 66.9%, almost 67% after this was posted. Moon mission. FTM, this was a setup posted in group. Scaling in is a safe way to enter a trade, and you're scaling in at support. Scaling in at support. And what happened? 48% gains out of FTM. Nailed it. I mean, there's 100% gain just between those two trades. Now, in group, we were talking about, obviously, Binance came out and said, hey, we're going to buy Bitcoin with our BUSD that we have in our recovery fund, right? So I went to the wallet previously and found out that the wallet address had about $985 million, right? They're going to buy, they said they're going to buy close to $1 billion in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB. Today, I just went and I checked their wallet address and there's only $3,000 left, right? The money was moved out of the account. The BUSD was moved out to the account. And so you have to assume that potentially they could have made those buys and definitely pumped the price. Just the idea that the largest exchange coming out and saying, hey, we are going to buy $1 billion in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB. And we saw the market pump crazy. So just wanted to update you on that. If you guys have any more information on this idea, definitely leave it in the comment box for me, because $1 billion in buys. If this was made, I mean, the money's not there. They moved it out of their wallet to Binance. CPI numbers came out, really hit market expectations. You've got the Fed rate increase, Fed rate hike potentially coming. Well, it's coming in about a week. Let's face it, there's a lot of things going on a macroeconomic level as far as these banks goes. Like, banks are faltering, banks rebounded. Some banks were down like 50 and 60, 70%. And then they bounced like 40, 50% today. It was pretty crazy. But the United States government jumps in. It's like you're trading this news. And it's like, that's tough to trade when it comes to the stock market. Bitcoin completely broke its correlation. I mean, obviously, ES1 worked higher, stocks worked higher today. Bitcoin worked increasingly higher and broke its correlation for a number of days, which is great to see. If the stocks are going to roll over and go a lot lower, I don't think that's good for Bitcoin. So you want to see stocks pumping, right? You want to see stocks pumping because at least that's somewhat helping Bitcoin, right? You just have to know, like, all these major institutions. I think as soon as USDC re-pegged, right? I think there's a lot of people that got out of USDC and they said, you know what? Heck, I'm buying Bitcoin. It's a safer play. These stable coins, because you're worried about the banks. The weakness of the stable coins becomes the banks. USDC, where is it held? some of banks, United States treasuries, obviously safer than the banks, but you have to assume Tether too held in the bank. So people probably if you have an account and you're sitting a bunch of USDC and you see yourself losing 15% in a stable coin at one point, right? Because you saw 85 cents out of USDC, you're probably thinking, hey, what do I do now? Like, do I sell? When this thing started to turn around as far as the news coming out about, saving the banks, coin took off. And I really think that a lot of people had to be highly doubting the stable coins and banks in general, right? It's like the content that I provide on a daily basis. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment in the comment box. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.